Hello, I'm Karen. In this video, I will show how scheme participants lodge their ESS annual statement in TESSA. We have created separate videos to show how scheme participants lodge their PDRS individual liable demand and PDRS annual statement cases. All scheme participants must lodge these cases in TESSA. There is no nil return option in TESSA. For more information, please refer to our website. To get started, you will need ready to upload your signed declaration of liable acquisitions, your audit report, unless you're exempt from audit, and any additional information such as signatory authorization. In the next few minutes, I will impersonate a scheme participant. I will raise an ESS annual statement case in TESSA, respond to an RFI, and after my case is complete, I will view my case and notice of assessment. I will also show how to pay my shortfall penalty and deal with incorrect data. Let's get started. I've logged into TESSA and have arrived on the landing page. Let's raise a case for an ESS annual statement. My organization name, organization ID, and my name have been filled in automatically. You will note fields are either gray or white. You can only edit white fields. Gray fields are either pre-populated or calculated. The mandatory fields are indicated here in red or with the red asterisks. First, let's choose your liability period for the compliance year you wish to lodge an ESS annual statement for. Please note, if you have already submitted an ESS annual statement for this liability period and that case is still in progress, TESSA will not allow you to submit another case. A warning message will be displayed later in the process when you try to submit. Help text is attached to key fields on this form, and you can either click on the question mark or hover your mouse over the help text. Let's choose the liability period. I will populate the calculation of liable acquisition fields from the data in my declaration of liable acquisitions. This must match the declaration of liable acquisitions I upload to this case, or the case will be rejected. I will then nominate a shortfall carried forward to next year. I cannot nominate more than what is shown in the maximum shortfall you may carry forward to next year, but I can nominate less. I will nominate the number of ESCs I wish to surrender. In doing so, I will consider the number of ESCs I need to surrender to avoid a shortfall penalty, and the certificates I have available to surrender in the current holdings field. Any shortfall and liability for a shortfall penalty will show in the shortfall and ESS penalty fields. I then enter whether this submission was audited, and if so, the auditor group who performed the work. I then tick the acknowledgement, confirming I have uploaded our signed declaration, and if an audit was required, an audit report. If I am liable to pay a shortfall penalty, I choose whether to pay this offline or online using TESSA's payment system. If I tick the tick box, I am choosing to use the offline payment method. If I leave the tick box empty, I am choosing to use TESSA's online payment method. Scheme participants should not make payment until after IPART have reviewed the case and issued a penalty invoice to the case. I must attach at least my signed declaration of liable acquisitions by clicking the paperclip, Add Attachments. In this case, I will attach my signed declaration of liable acquisitions and my audit report. I could also upload other relevant documents such as signatory authorization or correspondence with IPART relevant to this case. I'll click Open, and then click Commit Documents to Submission. I will update the document type and document note by selecting the pencil in the External Documents table. I select a document type from the drop-down list. This is compulsory. I can add a document note if I wish. I then select Save and repeat this for all my uploaded documents. If I need to remove any attachments, I click on the X, delete, click OK to confirm, and then click Commit Documents to Submission again. I can then add more attachments if I need to. Now that I have completed all the mandatory fields and attached my documents, I can now submit my case. After the case is submitted, a case number is generated, and the state of the case is new. I can see my attachments at the top of the case and also a snapshot of the variables I selected. And if I scroll down, I can see my SP yearly liability record and the certificate batches currently placed on hold to be surrendered for this liability period, if any. At any point in time, I can always go back to My Cases. I can click on the Scheme Participant Liabilities category and find my case. I can also type in the keyword search, for example, the case number, and open up my case that way instead. Contacts of my organization will receive an email notification confirming case submission. So what happens next? The case is now awaiting IPART review. At this point in time, if IPART need more information, you will receive an email notification request for more information, otherwise known as an RFI. I'm back on the TESSA landing page. If I scroll down, I will see my organization's RFIs. All these are requests from IPART for more information and are still pending my response. I can click on the RFI number to respond. Alternatively, I can click on the My Tasks and My RFIs. For more detailed instructions on completing an RFI in TESSA, please see the RFI video in the TESSA knowledge base. Once I've submitted my response, the RFI will then go to IPART for assessment. IPART may issue another RFI if additional information is required. Once the case has been approved, if there is no shortfall penalty, then the case state becomes complete. Contacts of my account will receive an email notification of the case completion. I can view any relevant documentation provided by IPART by clicking on My Cases and opening up the case. You will be able to see any letters or attachments, including your Notice of Assessment, which will look something like this. Click on the file to download or view, depending on your browser type. I can also see the certificate batches surrendered for this liability period via the My Certificates widget. So I'll scroll down. My annual liability will be visible on the My Liabilities widget. I can scroll to the right to see all the additional fields on the record. What if there's a shortfall penalty to pay? After your annual statement has been reviewed, the case state will change to payment. Contacts of my account will receive an email notification of the case awaiting payment. I'm back on the landing page. If I click on My Cases and open up my annual statement case, I will see at the top my Notice of Assessment and my IPART invoice. I click to download. As noted above, I can choose to pay offline or online. If I wish to pay online, I can scroll to the bottom and I will see the Proceed to Payment button. If I click on that button, the integrated customer payment portal will pop up and prompt me for my payment details. Once I've completed the payment details, I can pay my invoice by clicking Pay Now. If for any reason you are unable to complete the payment, you can always go back to My Cases, find the case, and if you scroll down, you can click on the Return to CPP Payment button. Once the payment is complete, I will see this acknowledgement message. The state of the case is now complete, and contacts of my account will receive an email notification of the case completion. Alternatively, if I prefer to pay offline, I can do so. Instead of pressing Proceed to Payment, I will use my normal bank transfer, and I'll use the TESSA case number as the payment reference. Please see the iPart website for our bank details. Once the payment has been received in the iPart bank account and verified by the payments team, the case state will become complete. What if I have entered incorrect data and submitted my case? Please note that iPart cannot change your submission. If the submission is not correct, please raise a technical support ticket or contact the scheme administrator through email or TESSA correspondence case so we can cancel or reject the case on your behalf. Let's recap. In TESSA, I have raised a case to submit an ESS annual statement case, and I have responded to an RFI. I was able to view my notice of assessment and, if applicable, also viewed my invoice and paid my shortfall penalty. And once the case was completed, I could view my surrendered certificates, if applicable, and my liabilities in TESSA.